Next up on our series of gift ideas for Tesla owners, we're going to look at a new driver display screen from Tesstudio. From the very first time that I ever drove a Tesla Model 3, I was a little disconcerted about not having a driver's instrument panel on the other side of the steering wheel from me. I got used to glancing at the screen for my speed, but at night, not having that in front of me, really, it felt weird. I got a little used to it with this car, but one of the first items that I added to it was a driver display screen, and that driver display screen gave me also the option of using Apple CarPlay. I use SiriusXM, and going through the app on that was a lot easier. I prefer Waze navigation, and a lot of other things. The only problem is it blocked my air conditioning from coming right at my face. I like having air conditioning at my face. And this is the F9 display screen from Tesstudio. It has a vent in it. It has a built-in vent that will channel the air conditioning, and it'll just be like normal. Still has Apple CarPlay. It'll still give me my driver's display. Now, Tesstudio is running a special promotion from now until the 25th of November of 2024 that if you enter the promo code SPINNER, you're going to receive a 35% discount up until November 25th. After that, I believe it goes back down to 18%. But the link will be down in the description if you're interested. Let's go ahead and open up the box. We kind of looked at this last weekend when we were at our hotel in Austin, so let's see what it comes with. We brought this Tesstudio screen with us so we could get the unboxing while we were here at our hotel. You know, make the best use of time. We have a sticker. This is important for the installation process, and when we get to the installation part of the video, you'll be able to tell. This sticker is to help you line it up on your air conditioning vents when you install it. In here we have wiring harnesses and a trim removal tool, as well as the connectors. This is so that this will connect into the screen when we get it installed. And there are a lot of different connectors in here because they send you, it looks like they send you the stuff for whether your car has an Intel processor or an AMD processor, which ours has the AMD processor. Here is an option that we won't be installing just yet because it is a much more involved installation, and we might do that later, but this is a camera that can mount on underneath the bumper. That'll be a separate video, but it will also connect into the screen here, and that allows me to kind of see the curbs and stuff when I'm parking in a parking space if I wanted to, and I could see that on the display screen from this camera here. And then this is the actual screen itself. Mounting bracket. This is how we're going to be able to mount it. This does not replace the cover on the steering column. This mounts into the AC vent. I'll show you that when we get to the installation. And then this is the actual screen itself. This is how big the screen is. So it's bigger than the one that we have in place right now, considerably. But check this out. These are the feet for where it mounts, but this lines up with the air conditioning vents on our Model 3 and comes out here. So it allows a pass-through for the AC vents right there on through the screen. Now let's get on to the installation. It looks to be that the only tools that I'm going to need are a trim removal tool and a small Phillips head screwdriver. So let's get into it, and I'll show you how this thing goes on. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is remove this piece of trim from just inside the driver's door on the dash. Take the trim removal tool, pop it out. It's a little tough to get up in here, but once you do that, you can get the right amount of leverage and off it comes. Then we go to the passenger side and do the exact same thing. And these have to come off first because this also clips, this piece clips in to the dash itself and to the side panel, and it clips into this part of the dash. That has to come out. This can't come out before the side panels because they clip right there, and that's part of this. The next piece of trim is right here. This is so we can get into the wiring. The installation video on Teststudio's website doesn't have this as the next step, but since I'm over here, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. In here right where I've got the tool is a little pop rivet. There we go. We pop that out, get it off to the side. Then this piece is ready to come out. I'm gonna grab it from the front. It will release. And again, Tesstudio says to pull this all the way, but I only need to get to right here. So that's as far as I'm gonna go. The next thing that I'm going to do is remove this piece of dash trim, and then I'm gonna work on this outside of the car. Put the pry tool in here, lift up, it is released, slides out, and out comes the dash. Since I'm already on the passenger side of the car, I'm going to go ahead and do the wiring. The places that I need are this blue connector here and this connector here. My car has an AMD processor. The wiring harness that comes with the screen is set up if you have to use the Intel. If your car's an Intel, you use these plugs. Mine's an AMD, so I'm going to use these. And to do that, I have to connect the power cord, which is labeled with the AMD on it. It goes right here. So the first thing I need to do is disconnect this wire, plug this in there, the end of the new wiring harness, and then plug this in there, and now it's connected to power. Then I'm going to take this end of the AMD and plug it in right here. And then I've got all this extra. It's a little bit of convenience that they send you everything you need, but now we got to find a place to hide it. So I'm going to tuck that in there, tuck this way, and I'm just going to tuck all of this other stuff off to the side, and that way my panel can hold it in place. This, the long end, needs to come up here onto the dash, and I'm going to leave that there for a moment, tuck all this in, and then I'm going to put this piece of trim back together because I'm done in here now. I have found that I need to completely disassemble the pop rivet, and then it is easy peasy to get it to go back in place. And now I'm not going to put the trim piece back here just yet. I'm going to wait until I have the whole thing wired in before I put the trim piece back here, but that'll be just an easy clip in. Now this end that's labeled the screen power plug just has this connector on it. You also have this cable here that gives me this red and black cable as well. I just need to connect these together, and now I'm ready to connect this to the screen. So I'm going to run this up on the dash. And so now I'm just going to lay this down here on the dash, and I'll tuck it away nice and pretty after I get the screen connected to it. One of the things that comes in the kit is this. This is a guide sticker, and this is going to show me exactly where the screen is going to mount. So this is the next step. I'm going to apply the sticker to this silver gray part of the dash, and I'm going to peel this part off and line it up right here on the corner. And I don't necessarily need to get it stuck all the way down because it's going to be coming off. Now it has these 3 holes right here in the sticker itself. Right below it are little air conditioning vent holes. Those correspond to where I'm going to run cables through. That's the point of this sticker, is to show you where the cables go. Next, I've got the screen out of the box, and it has 3 cables that get plugged in. These 2, which already correspond to the wiring harness I just installed, and then this one that has a yellow connector on it. This screen kit came with a camera, and there's a little yellow cable for it. This can mount to the bumper of the car. It's an involved install. I never got around to installing the one on my old one before. If I get around to installing this camera, that'll be a separate video. Just going to stick with the screen, but I've still got to run these 3 cables through. So I'm going to take the cables, I'm going to find how they lay naturally, and it looks like they're going to go this way with the black, and it's going to tuck into that vent, the yellow right there, and then lined up with this other hole, the red. Then I can reach underneath and pull them through. Huh. I was wrong. They don't line up naturally that way. The red goes in the middle. At least on mine, this is how it wants to fall. This keeps any binding up in this super tight spot. But then they go through, and the screen is just going to sit here like so. And these little teeth right here go in between some of the other air conditioning vents. Now, I've got the 4 legs of the screen. I don't know if you can see them, but they're sticking there in this part of the vent. I am going to take this mounting bracket and run the cables through the big hole here. And then this mounting bracket is going to line up with those legs on the screen. Then I just need to screw it in place. Once this is in place and it's lined up, I found that this little indentation in the dash should be centered on the screen, and then the teeth go in just right. Take your tiny Phillips screwdriver and screw in 4 screws. This will keep it in place. And it only requires 4 screws, but they give you 6. They're very small screws. They know people like me are gonna drop them and lose them. So they give you a couple of extras. And it doesn't take very many twists to get them on. And now the screen's in place. So now that we've got the screen attached to the dash, we're ready to put it into the car. Quick tip, learned from my mistake. Take the sticker off before you screw it in, and that way you don't have to take all the screws back out, so that you can take the sticker off and put it back on. Remember to pull that sticker before you screw the mounting plate into the bottom of the screen. But as you can see, it's firmly attached. It still has a screen protector on. I'm going to leave that on until the last minute, but let's get it installed in the car. We're going to sneak the dash panel back in place and just kind of get it roughly where it's going to live. And then I need to connect the wires. Red goes to red, and there's a specific way that it goes. And black goes to black. We're going to leave the yellow wire unconnected right now until if I ever get around to installing that camera. And right now, as soon as I plugged it in, I know that I have connected it correctly because the screen powered up. Doesn't have the right time, but we'll do all of that in setup. One of the things that we discovered is there's a lot of extra wiring harness, so we tucked some of the extra cable in this gap to be able to get the dash back in place, because it is going to be a tight fit with this new screen on it. Going to try to get it tucked in here as well, the back of the screen. Get it lined up over here. Once it gets into the right spot, it clicks into place fairly easily. Last step of the install is to put these pieces back in. And since I didn't peel this rubber seal out of the completely out of the way, just kind of have to get my thumbs in there, and then it clips right back in place. Then we just put the side pieces back on, like that. Driver's side back, and everything's put together. Now we're done with the install. Now let's get into the screen and see what we need to do for setup. When you power the screen on, this is its default. You swipe down and it gives you this. So you've got some quick controls for volume and doors and seats and all of that stuff, mirrors, etc. But I'm going to go to settings first off. We're going to play around in the settings for a while. First thing, I'm going to change the time zone. I'm in Texas, which is UTC -6, and I went too far. There we go. I'm going to change my temperature to Fahrenheit. I'm going to put my clock on a 12-hour clock. I'm going to turn on the US speed limit, tire pressure and PSI, change my car color to red. Hey, and there's my car. And it's got the right time. Now we're going to go back to the main screen. I'm going to go into Bluetooth. And right now the phone recognizes the camera. But down here it says Car Kit 9E4A. I'm going to hit that. And hit pair. And allow it to sync. And now connect to CarPlay. So now that it's connected to Bluetooth, I can swipe down on the screen and hit CarPlay, and it's going to open up Apple CarPlay. So one of the things that I noticed is if I use my right wheel on my steering wheel, it selects different icons in CarPlay, and if I move it to the right, it activates it. If I move it to the left, it goes back to my main screen. But everything is now set up. We've got the correct time. I've got I've got a temperature reading up here. The range is projected in miles. The car is set up to the correct color. It even has white interior on it. How did it know that we did that? I have no idea, but it just did. Now it is set up. It is a big screen that is easy to see through my steering wheel. And yes, I did already test the air conditioning, and it comes right through that little vent opening I showed you during the unboxing. So that's going to come in very handy in the summertime. Again, this is the F9 driver display screen. It is from Tesstudio. The link is down in the description if you want to get one of these. My normal promotion code SPINNER is good for 18% off, but from now until the 25th of November of 2024, they're doing a pre-Black Friday sale where the discount is 35%. So check it out if you are interested. It's good for anything on their website. We've got all of these other gift idea videos up, so feel free to check them out. We've got our regular content coming out on Saturday. Thank you for watching, guys.